I might just pick up with that and say Mark Stallard up in the commentary position mistook Jake Reeves for you before, mate. So you're probably doing all right, mate.
That's not bad, is it?
Still
27-year-old, good
Still
lad.
doing okay.
Yeah, I like that. That'll do me fine. Yeah, that'll do me fine.
How satisfied are you with that this evening?
Really, really satisfied. It's always a tricky tie. A team that's just come up, got good momentum from their promotion. We always do our homework. They're a good footballing team, and we knew our surface would suit them as well. So we had to get it right without the ball, and that was my message before the game. If we're really good without the ball, we'll get the chances. Everything will come off the back of that. So we had a little spell early on where players, just one or two, weren't sort of doing their bit as far as pressing. We tweaked something in our shape, and then we got the ball back a bit quicker. And after that, I thought it was just a case of, I was a bit disappointed at half time we'd only scored 2. That was the problem.
Well, yeah, you had the penalty saved by the goalkeeper. How much was Carl Wootton kicking himself? But at the same sort of side of things, how important is it for him to get off the mark so early?
Of course, all your strikers, Carl scored a couple in pre-season, so did Wes, so you need them strikers to get that feeling back, because confidence is a big deal, and hopefully we can set one or two others off as well. Wes and Cal, they had good moments today as well, and we feel we've got goals in the team. We just need to make sure we're a really good team without the ball.
After the long grass of Dover at the weekend, how good was it to be back out here on this surface?
It was nice, and hopefully, I personally thought it was a really good game of football, and I thought it was a really good advert for the league. That wouldn't go amiss in leagues higher with the way the teams were rotating and passing the ball and playing through the lines, and they could do it to us, but I thought we defended that well that we limited them to very little. But with us, I thought that we could have probably scored more.
Was it, now in hindsight, particularly important to get off the mark tonight and get that first 3 points?
Huge. I didn't think we deserved to lose on Saturday. I might not did enough to win on the pitch, but I thought we should have come away with a point, and the boys were annoyed. And my team talked before the game, the boys so want to win, they so want to do well, that I have to actually sort of just calm them down and get them focused, and actually get them, if they're not 1-0 up or 2-0 up after 20 minutes, get them calm and know that they might not have the ball for some spells, and not get frustrated and stay together because they want it so bad.
How much confidence do you have in the attacking areas of the pitch? And I ask that with sort of half my mind on the next question, which would be around, do you think you need any more signings in attacking areas?
No. I said before to everybody that the new signings will need a bit of time. And I meant that. We've got young Jimmy, he'll do well for us, he really will. But they're all learning how we play, what we expect in training. Same with Eli. And, Eli hasn't kicked a ball for nearly a year. Last time he played was November. So, if I showed you video footage that we've watched of Eli, you'll go, wow, what a player. But he's not that player at the moment. He's not quite there. His fitness levels, his power, where he's been out for a while, we've got to develop that and dip him in and out when we can. And Ruben's very close to it now, really is. So we've got good options. Yes, we probably need to add one more now, but we've got good options.
I was going to ask, how far away is Ruben Rodriguez from featuring in your plans for a starting 11 berth?
Potentially 2 days.
Good to know. I'm sure the fans will be satisfied to hear that as well. What about Enzio Baldwin at the moment, and since kind of the restart, really, he's been a substitute, which is just not what he was last season prior to lockdown.
Yeah, listen, Enzio is. I'm a massive fan of Enzio, massive fan. But I want everybody to be at their peak to get in this team. If we're going to become what we want to become, and we're all going to be celebrating something good at the end of the season, everyone needs to be at their peak. And for me, that's my challenge to Enzio, and I talk to him all the time to get his levels where they need to be, so that we've got that player we know can rip this league up.
So what does he need to do then? Is it a fitness thing?
Yeah, he just needs to keep working, keep his intensity in training, keep doing extra, and get himself. I know when I see Enzio in training, I've seen him at his peak, I've seen him when he's a little bit below that. And I know, and that's what I'm saying. I'm challenging him to show me the signs. But he's a great lad. He's got a fantastic attitude, and he will show me them signs. And when he gets his opportunity, he will take it.
What happened with Kasper Sloth? Because from the short statement that I read, it almost sounded like, well, because he wasn't in the squad at Dover, then he maybe, I don't know, threw his toys out the pram or something like that. Am I reading into that wrong?
No.
So what happened?
It's simple. We took everybody to travel to Dover because a number of reasons. One, with COVID, we can't leave players behind to train with the youth team because of the COVID regulations. And two, we was travelling and training on the way down. So we thought we'll take everyone, keep the squad together, team spirit, and everyone joins in training. Kasper's been injured for 2 weeks over pre-season, so he wasn't at the fitness levels, nor's Ben Turner. So after training on the Friday, they did extra work. And obviously, Casper, for whatever reason, believed he should have been in the squad ahead of the players who were fitter and had done more in pre-season. And, on Monday came in and said, I want to leave. And it was as simple as that, So at that point, I don't want anyone that doesn't want to be here. I don't want anyone that doesn't want to fight for their place. And I don't want anyone who believes, having been injured, that they should be in a team ahead of Reeves and Doyle after the pre-season they've had. So that decision, became an easy one.
Were you disappointed at all to see him go?
I'm disappointed for him where we would go from here because, I challenged him. I said to him, don't give up, fight for your place. But the next minute it was, no, I want to leave. So, we want people hungry, we want people that want to do well there, and that clearly isn't in line with that. So when he said to me, I want to leave, we facilitated it because we'll go and get someone in who does want to be here.
I was going to say, presumably it does free up some wages to go and get someone.
It frees up, yeah. We still need another midfielder because part of our plan was we've got loads of people that can play in a front three, a front two, off the sides. We want another midfielder that can do what Doyle and Reeves do.
We'll talk about Barnet, I guess, in the next few days. But just finally, I wanted to get your thoughts on Chris Hughton becoming the new Nottingham Forest manager over the river. I wondered if he's somebody that you know, and what you make of the appointment of Sabri Lamouchi going as well.
Well, I never like to see a manager get sacked because I know how tough the job is, and I know how quickly in the modern day game people turn on people. So I'm sad for the manager. I'm sad for the people I know that work alongside him. But obviously we understand it's a results industry. So as far as Chris Hughton goes, excellent pedigree. He's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet in football. Genuine top guy. So as much as I'm sad for one, I wish the other one all the very, very best, and I hope he brings them the success they deserve.
I'm sure if you're not supporters, will be screaming at the radio saying, what are you asking about Forest for? But I wondered if you knew Chris Hughton. I appreciate your time. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Well done tonight.
Thank you.
How pleased were you with the speed and the transitions of the attacks tonight?
Yeah, the thing I was most pleased about, we played some really good stuff. I thought it was a really good advert, but the thing I was most pleased about was without the ball. And the last two games, Dover as well, the intensity and the desire to defend has been outstanding. And obviously, bar the 89th minute on Saturday, it was excellent. And it's been the same today because I believe that will stand us in good stead for the season. If we're easy to play against, if we're easy to cut open, we don't want to have to. Our worst spell last season came when we conceded 18 goals odd in six or seven games. Our best spells were when we were hard to beat without the ball.
How good were Carl Whitton and Wes Thomas together tonight?
Yeah, they combined really, really well. Them two and Cal, they're a handful. They've all got different qualities. But I knew that I could keep the same team Saturday to Wednesday. It's a lot harder to do Wednesday to Saturday. So we said, let's try and get the first win on the ball, stick with the same team that played well on Saturday, and then we'll work out what we do on this Saturday coming after, because we feel there's players ready to maybe jump in.
You tweaked the system a little bit tonight from Saturday. What just gives your explanation as to why you did that?
When we got to pre-season, I said we worked on a diamond. It's nice to have some options. Last season we played 3-5-2 against Barrow, and I've learned over many, many years how to try and play the systems and what the strengths and weaknesses. But today we felt the way they would play, the way they would try and play football, if we got it wrong with a 4 in midfield, we might be a bit open. So we wanted to go with a midfield 3 with 3 dogged midfielders. But we also felt with the ball, the 2 8s that played high would get in a lot. So Jake Reeves and Jim would get a lot of the ball in the system, because we knew the opposition would try and stifle the 4, which was Doyley, and we thought the 2 8s would get on the ball, which I thought was the case. And then we wanted to keep a front 3 that pinned them back, and I thought they did that really, really well. We let their 4 try and deal with our 3.
I just got to ask you about the quartet of central defenders that you've got at the club. I mean, you must be absolutely delighted as a manager to have such 4 quality centre-backs on the books. Yeah,
of course. I think Ben's injury in pre-season sort of made us realise we maybe need a bit more strength in depth, and we went for Sam, who's done great in pre-season and can probably feel a bit hard done by. But obviously Connell and Alex had a good relationship last season, so I thought I'd go with that experience to start. But like I say before Wednesday to Saturday's tough, so I've got to look and count the bodies. So anyone that you see not in this team, we've then got to go to the 3G at Sutton on Tuesday. So we might have to mix it up a bit over the next couple of games, but I've got total faith in whoever comes in.
In terms of bringing players in, do you expect to bring in somebody before the game at the weekend?
I doubt it, but we're already looking and we're working on that, and whoever we bring in we think will be really good for us.
Would it be a loan or a permanent?
Possibly, it could be either, but at the moment, one or two that we've got our eye on are loan players, but we'll see where we go with it.
And just to touch on Kasper Sloth, I noticed you said that you were worried about where he goes from here. He's had quite a bit of a tough 2 years. Where does he exactly go from here?
I don't know. It's really difficult to know what goes through players' heads, but when you miss 2 weeks, the last sort of 2 weeks more or less of pre-season, and you've only had, I think, 100 minutes where most players had 250 to 300 minutes, and then you can't believe you're not in a 16-man squad, there's something probably not right there. And for me, that I just found it really, really strange. And I challenged him to fight for his place and do more in training. And, you know, Reeves and Doyle have been outstanding, and to push to join them. And next thing I know, the agent had rung and said he wants to leave.
Have you come across anything like that in football before?
No, never.
So first for you then?
It's the first for me. It's the first for all my staff, yeah, absolutely.